Just a short intro on the video you're about to watch. We had some containers arrive yesterday, and one container in particular caused us a lot of grief getting it into position. You'll see and understand, but I just wanted to say I'm really thankful and happy Insight are there on hand every time we need them. They used their 12-ton forklift truck to help us out yesterday. Here you go. So we are about to position this last container for the ground floor. I mentioned on the last video that we actually struggled to get this filled because of my stupid measurements back in the day. But I think we're there now. This is the final piece to the puzzle. So hopefully Jake, who's the forklift driver, and John, who's his boss, gets this sorted out. I'm sure they will. They always help us out. See, this is millimetre perfect. If this fits, it would honestly make my whole year, as well as a lot of staff members, especially Jason. Jason, the storage manager, wanted to fill this gap for ages. Typical Warren's fashion, it isn't easy. Really discussing the way it drops in. As you can imagine, as it drops in, if it goes in at an angle, it will get wedged and it will also dent the containers, which we don't want to do. These containers are brand new. Thankfully, Jake on the forklift is a perfectionist and he wouldn't just bodge it. He's going to do it properly. Decided to come out now, so they're going to come out, drop it a quarter of the way in, and then instead of going in and dropping it all the way, they're going to force it in. This is the beauty of having Insight Logistics a couple of doors away. They're always on hand to help us out. And to be honest, if we didn't have them, I'm not entirely sure how we'd have muscled through this last 5-6 months. Obviously, because I'm not in this industry, I just assumed it would be quite easy just to slot in or drop in, but because the ground is so uneven, it's not quite as easy as I thought. But these guys know what they're doing. No. Got John here from Insight. He does this kind of work all the time. He absolutely loves Jake. He's probably the best forklift driver he's ever worked with. Can you just explain what Jake's doing, John?
So at the minute we're just getting the container into position, twisting it on the forks, getting the level correct so that we can actually get the container in line, in position, to be able to drop it down on a level surface.
Excellent. Thanks, John. Do we have complete trust in Jake?
We do, we have complete trust in Jake.
Have a slight wedge. We've got Esther out spectating now. Want to see what all the commotion was about. They are having a bit of difficulty actually. The problem is with containers is even if it's 1 or 2 mil out, at the bottom you've got the ledges and you've got the welding at the top, which means that it's quite easy to get wedged when you're working with hardly any space to get it in. So what I think he's going to try and do now is come out, drop it as far down as he can to the point where he can force it in. I had the cheek earlier to say that this one would be the easiest one of the day. Drive it straight in. But in fact, when John and Jake put that container up, it took them about 5 minutes. see, little by little you will nudge it in. There's a lot of hardcore underneath the container, so it's gonna be a bit rough.
If I can push it in, it'll just sort of like grab.
As you can see, we got it in. Thank you so much to John and Jake. They worked tirelessly. It took just over an hour to get that in. It sticks out by about 6 inches, but I'm more than happy with that because beforehand with my measurements it meant we wouldn't have got a container in at all. Now that actually increases our yard to another 2 containers because obviously we double stack. So thank you John, thank you Insight. Again, you've been amazing.